Hi Scorpio, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your weekly tarot check. This is for the week of November 29th through December 6th for all Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And if you are new to the channel, I post new readings every Friday and then usually again on either Monday or Tuesday. So if a reading doesn't resonate, you can always check back in a couple of days or just check a different part of your chart too. And sometimes that's even more resonance with you. So I'd also love to invite you to subscribe if you haven't already. That would also give you an indicator of when new stuff's posted. So let's get into this. Get the advice for Scorpio, please. What does Scorpio need to know? Okay. What messages do you have for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, here we go. So we'll do our tarot reading here, and then we will do an Angel Answers Oracle card reading where you can ask a yes, a no, and a timeline question on that. Yes, no, or timelines. So you've got the Nine of Cups, the Three of Swords, Seven of Wands, and the World. The Seven of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Well, you've got 777 here. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but there's many different kind of fun games that you can play, prosperity games. And there was one that I did, and I know it drew money into me. And it was, you collect 8 $1 bills with the number 7. If you look at a $1 bill, and I apologize to my European friends about this, or South Africa, or wherever you are from, but if you have American currency, there's numbers on the money. Anyway, you collect 8 with a 7 on it, and just carry those around. And it's just a fun game, but I believed it would work, and it did. And you do get what you expect. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you've got 777 here. You do have a new cycle beginning, and you've got it all over this reading. You're going to have new opportunities come in for sure. And basically they say don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. So if you've been kind of like, yeah, I've been waiting for the new opportunities for a while now. When are they coming? They're definitely here in the cards. And so for some of you, though, you may have had an opportunity that came out of some heartache. And we'll talk about that Three of Swords in a minute and why that's here. But I do feel like you're coming out on the other side of it. If you don't already feel like you're there, you're on the way. This Nine of Cups brings wish fulfillment. And you've got it. I mean, when we look at this, we could do a lot of different cards here. But my eye is drawn to these. So we start talking about new cycle, freedom, happiness, self-mastery, wish fulfillment, and the wealth card. All right. It's in all areas. So you've definitely got an abundant new cycle starting here. This also, for some of you, you're going to be on the receiving end of some small gifts, it feels like, throughout the month of December. And they may not be major, but they're going to make you smile. And they're just little things, it feels like. And they're just kind of happy acknowledgments. And with this, though, too, it's also material gains and a more substantial level than even that. So for some of you, you may be looking at a car or something bigger. I do get somebody looking at like a cruise ship, and right now they're all on lockdown, so I'm not sure who that's for. And again, there's different parts of the world that could be accessing different energies than we do here. But I did see that, so and maybe you're just window shopping. That also is a great way to manifest. Start looking at things. If you want to move somewhere, get on Zillow. If you want to, have that car, go test drive it. All that kind of stuff, because this is you sitting pretty. It's you having the things that you want now. Because really, they are just a projection of your insides. You get exactly what you are. So with this Three of Swords, you got some heartbreak here. And that's a very human experience to get some of what we want and some of what we don't want. It is part of the journey of life and learning how to manage our vibration, how to manage all these frequencies. So it does feel like there was a disappointment in something related to, feels more like money related. But I do get relationship too. So you may have had an ending to a relationship. And I do feel like this person wants to come back, especially if, or somebody here is waiting on a return. That's what they say. They're waiting on a return, whether that's you or them. But somebody is waiting. You do have an opportunity with them again. But like I said, with work or money, my first kind of feeling with this was something that didn't go as you expected, but something better comes in to replace it. So just let go of it. Let it go. Move forward and just be happy in the meantime. And great things come in when we can do that. And I know that's difficult because it involves self-mastery. But you've got the Seven of Wands here, and this is all about moving forward. Sevens are about victory and success in the tarot. And the Seven of Wands finds a solution to every problem. This is you being in alignment. And that when we're in alignment, it doesn't mean that we don't still have some problems, because we do. But we find solutions immediately to them. So there may be some little things that come up in terms of, feels more like work to me, or money related stuff. Especially it feels like if there's some kind of a title or something like that, paperwork might get slightly delayed, but there's a solution to it. So you just keep going forward and knowing that it's on the way, and there it will be. So in terms of a relationship, again, there's somebody that wants to move forward, and they want to have a reunion, or they want to have a relationship with you. If it's feels persistent, it almost feels like somebody that works at a business that you frequent. So they may be kind of flirtatious with you, and they keep doing that, but I almost feel like they start to get a little bit too inquisitive. So if you're a cross watcher too, maybe be mindful of that, because I do feel like the energy is a little bit more forceful. Power versus force, right? So you've got a new cycle coming, and I mentioned before, this is about self-mastery, but she dances in that wreath of victory. So much like the sevens are about victory and success, the world is too, and it brings in a new cycle of abundance. This is an amazing new cycle. It really is having it all and feeling like you live a life without limits. Like you have really gotten into this place where you're manifesting things easily, and it comes more frequently and more readily. And it's attainable. Anything's attainable, but it's also self-acceptance. It's also knowing your own power. I mentioned power versus force, and living in that power. So again, for some of you, it's a new, feels like a car is here, but it also feels like maybe there's a move coming in, and the beginning stages are just the window shopping on that move. It may be far away though. Maybe a bit of a destination. It feels like it's not like right around the corner. In terms of geography, but if that's in your mind's eye, it's here for you. It's here for the taking. So with the Seven of Cups, this is a few different things. It comes in first off as take off the rose-colored glasses. So there may be some of you, if you've been waiting on a reconciliation, it doesn't mean it's not possible, but they're just telling you to see things as they are, but see yourself as beautiful. To see yourself as a real catch, because you don't have to wait for anybody if you're the one that's doing the waiting. And so they're just telling you that to when you level up and really see that they lost out, that's exactly when they come back. You start to do things that make you happy. You're working out, you're giving up habits that you don't like how you feel when you do them. Clean out your car, all those little day-to-day things, right? So you get in the car and you're happy to drive it, all that little day-to-day stuff. And you're vibrating high at a higher frequency, and then there they show up. And I feel like the choice will be yours in this, whether it's a new person, because I do feel new is here too. So some of you have been wondering for a while, what's next? You put in the time, you put in the investment, and the dividends come forward. So in terms of money, some of you may be recovering from something, but the money does show up here. And it's available to you. So it's money that's coming. It's for some of you too, you may say, I already have it. It's in the bank, and I'm happy whenever I go to the ATM because I know I can get money out when I want it. It's a very comfortable feeling. So the Seven of Pentacles does involve, like I said, some waiting and watching things mature. So in a relationship too, it's about allowing the relationship to mature if it's a new relationship. So if there is somebody in that's kind of pushy, they would do well by just allowing things to happen rather than trying to force it. if it's you or the other person. But like I said, I saw somebody, it's almost like they work at a business, and that's where your interactions are. So the Hierophant holds up his hand and says, be still and know. And he just reminds you that everything is working out for you. The universe is always on your side. And really, what do you want? Because he keeps the keys to the universe right at his feet. He's got these 2 monks waiting and these 2 keys, okay? So much numerology within this card, but it is a 5, so there's a change happening. It's a card of deep spirituality, so part of this is also telling you to meditate, to connect with your higher self, to really quiet your mind, let go of all the limitations of the ego world, let go of all of that and connect with who you really are, and that's love. And when you're radiating love, you will get a match to love in every single situation. So with the Hierophant, this is also, he's a priest, but he's also a wedding officiant. So for some of you, there's a serious relationship here. Like I said, I feel like it's in the developing stages, whether it's reconciliation or it's something new. But with the World and the Hierophant here, it definitely has, and the 9 of Cups too, if that's what you want, it definitely has the ability to grow into something very long-term and stable and steady. So the 10 of Pentacles is here too, and I think most people like to see this in terms of money. You've got the Wealth card. So you put in the time with the 7 of Pentacles, you allow things to develop and the money comes in. For some of you too, you might, with that 9 of Cups, get an unexpected check. I do get that now too, and it may not be a tremendous amount of money, but a couple $100. I mean, it's a nice little amount of money. So there may be other things too where you have, it feels like a return on something, or there's things like that where there's these little pockets of money available, but that really do add up. So the 10 of Pentacles is also a card of appreciating what you have. And so taking note of that. So if you walk into your closet and you see a lot of clothes that still have tags on them because you tend to buy things and don't end up wearing it right away, appreciate all that stuff in terms of the flow of money. And really acknowledging, hey, you know what? I guess I have been given a lot of things. I've worked, I've been able to buy things, but the money comes in. The money continues to come in. And in terms of relationships too, if you're single, there's really value in appreciating friendships and even appreciating witnessing love around you and seeing that as a synchronous event from the universe, showing you that love exists, couples exist, long-term relationships, or maybe you catch a show, like a talk show, and there's a couple that's reconciled. And it's, again, just another example that this happens all over the place. There are people, as you're watching this, who are reconciling right now and will stay together. So why not you, if that's what you want? So let's get a timeline here for Scorpio, please. And a yes, no, and a maybe. So you have here, get more information. So in terms of that 3 of Swords, it does feel like acceptance, but there may be something else about that that really helps you let go of anything that was disappointing, anything that feels actively residing in your vibration or your experience. And that information sometimes is what can set us free from any old attachments, any limiting beliefs. Now, there's forgiveness here. And again, I feel like this is for people trying to reconcile. That's really the key to the whole thing, so that you can develop a new relationship and have a new experience, even with the same person. That's always possible. You've got recovery here. So for some of you, this may be about more physical manifestations. If you've got any bad habits you're trying to let go of, anything that you feel compromises your health. I mentioned that earlier in the reading. It's about letting go of those things so that your body fully manifests in the way that you want it. All the health, fitness, nutrition, all that stuff that you're calling towards you. They say take action. So, you know, here's this card is a beautiful card, this depiction of this, you know, this like goddess or god, maybe it is actually, riding with a shooting star of a rainbow. So move forward. And they do give you an emphatic yes. These are always such a surprise. I never know what we're going to get out of this. And it's you in the center of the universe. You hold the moon in one hand and the sun in the other, right? So you're being divinely guided here, Scorpio. So it looks like great things are coming in for you. Beautiful reading. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.